Hello guys. Okay, you might wonder why I have a box of cake mix along with a can of white kidney beans. And that's because I'm going to try to make this lemon cake, Duncan Hines lemon cake, with Aquafaba as opposed to the 3 eggs. And I just want to see how this turns out. Now, Aquafaba, as I mentioned in another video, which you may or may not have seen, is basically bean water. And bean water, because it's a Spanish word, has been used to make lots of amazing things that you would typically use to make eggs, like meringue. You can whip this up and make a vegan meringue like that. And I'm going to do a video of trying to do that, but I've never done anything with meringues in the past, but I'll try now. So I figure if it has that consistency and ability, maybe it can be a fully functioning egg replacer. Now this calls for 3 eggs. I'm not sure if I'll get what I would consider 3 eggs out of this. I'm thinking that an egg will be a 1/4 cup, kind of like the applesauce. But I'm going to just try with what I have and see, you know, because that way it will be easy. You can just use 1 can of Aquafaba water to your ratio for your mix. And if it works, guys, I'll be happy. The other great thing about Duncan Hines, which I said I would do a video, and I will at some point, the ingredients are mostly vegan. And compared to Betty Crocker, they don't have, you know, egg-based stuff in their typical recipes unless, like, you know, it's like a chocolate where they've got milk or some sort of other recipe that specifically in the flavor profile, you know, it has eggs or dairy. So your typical Duncan Hines cake mix is vegan. So that's awesome if you want to make a convenient, out-of-the-pack kind of cake. So it says that I need 3 large eggs for this, 1 1/3 cup water, and 1/3 cup of oil. So I'm going to get that stuff ready, guys, and I'm going to open up my can and pour out my Aquafaba and start making this recipe. Okay, the first thing that the recipe says to do is to preheat the oven to 350, so I've done that. And now I'm just going to open my can of Aquafaba, sorry, my can of beans, my white beans. I'm going to use this and make, I think I said, did I say already? I have Swiss chard. I think I'll do like a saute with Swiss chard and the beans. Or I might make like a nice vegan dessert, the gluten-free blondies. So basically I'm just cutting open the can like that. I'm not fully opening it yet, because I just want to pour out. And if you can see how, if you've opened a can of beans, you know the thickness. And I did notice, like, if you buy like a light can of beans, the water is not as thick. So you might want to keep that in mind. I think this is more than enough for my egg replacement. And literally, guys, I'm doing a 1/4 cup, and I don't know if that's going to be too much or not. Okay, now I'm getting down to seeing some of the white of the beans coming. So there you go. This has got to be enough. I hope it's not too much, but we're going to try this and see how it turns out. Now, I guess I should explain for those of you who are maybe wondering why white beans. Typically, when people talk about using Aquafaba, they refer to to chickpeas. Now, and the reason why is because chickpeas, A, are light in color, so when you're making meringues, you're not going to have like a distorted color from a can of black beans or red kidney beans. And the taste is mild. And for that reason, you know, you can use white beans because, I'm just showing you the thickness. White beans are also light in color, obviously they're white. And the taste is also mild. Because I've made blondies with both chickpeas and white beans, and both are good. I'm just going to taste a tiny bit of this. I mean, you can taste the bean flavor, but we're going to see how this turns out. Now, the one thing that's awesome about having a blend tech, guys, is you can just put all your cake mix ingredients into your blend tech, give it a whirl, it's ready to go. Now, I know I shot a video like this maybe over 2 years ago, and at that point I wasn't vegan, I was using eggs. I'm not sure if I ever uploaded that video, so here you go. We're going to see me putting how it all works. Just put everything into the blender and blend. Just gonna dump my batter in there. I don't know if this really matters. It's all gonna blend up. Okay, so it says you need your mixing, your batter, You need 1 1/3 cups of water. Okay, so I'm going to get that here, guys. Okay, I just put 1 cup of water. I'm going to put 1/3 of a cup of oil before I add the second 1/3 of a cup of water, just to kind of get any, if there's whatever oil residues left in this, I will hopefully get out with the water as well. Okay, so that's 1/3 of a cup of oil. Oh, you're not even seeing this, are you? Okay, that's my second 1/3 of a cup. So that's 1/3 of a cup of water, so I've got 1/3 of a cup of oil. And now it's just time for my egg replacer. And like I said, I'm going to use 1/4 cup of the Aquafaba as an egg. I'm going to just hold this over here so if there's any spillage, I've got more than enough. So that's 1. That's 2. Okay, and that's just about 3. So these are my 3 eggs, guys. We'll see how this turns out. And everything's in 1 convenient container. Blendtec has a perfect setting for this. I'll just show you right here. When you have it on, there's a batter's icon. You just press it. Guys, so here is the batter. It's just like 1 whiz around in the Blendtec, and it blends this perfectly. Look how beautiful and creamy that looks. And also, you see how these sides are? All 4 sides, you can pour from any side of this. I'm just dipping my spoon in here, guys, to give this a little taste and see if I can taste any kind of the white bean flavor to this at all. Can't taste anything. Tastes delicious. I'm going to get my cupcake tray filled, and I probably have enough for like a small cake as well. This tastes so good. And the big test will be seeing whether or not this rises and turns out as perfectly as it would with conventional baking methods, i.e. eggs. Just showing you how easy it is to pour out of the side of your Blendtec. And you know what, guys? Someone's asked if I'll be making more Osterversa videos, and I will. Just not quite yet, but especially after they sent the new blender, which my mother didn't open yet, but now she's living with me, so I will be making, more Osterversa videos for sure. Oops. When you don't have eggs in the batter, you can do this without any fear. Basically take a spatula and eat out all the batter that's left. Okay, it's been about 20 minutes. Yeah. And I don't know if it needs extra time to cook or anything like that. I mean, they've risen up nicely. Like, these were not full. Some I put a little more full than others. But I gotta quickly test one to see if perhaps it needs to go back in the oven. I'm just gonna dip that in there. Yeah, that's come out clean, guys. Yeah, and it's springy to the touch. You know, it's nice. Alright, I gotta let this cool. And maybe I'll see if I can show you the other one that's in the oven. Hold on. As you can see, this one in the oven is rising very nicely as well. I didn't show you how much I put in there, but it can definitely tell you it's rising nicely. Okay, so this is the frosting I'm using. Duncan Hines. Creamy homestyle. And it says it's buttercream. And guess what, guys? No butter, no milk products in here at all. So again, another awesome plant-based vegan Duncan Hines product. It might not be healthy. I'm not arguing that this is healthy, but it doesn't have animal products. So if you're vegan and you don't mind that, you can certainly have this. So I'm going to just sample one of the cupcakes. They certainly, I mean, I don't know if I should let them cool longer. They seem nice and moist. I'm going to just put some of the frosting on there. And I've already turned my oven off because I just checked the cake pan, and I just figured let me leave it for 1 extra minute, won't hurt it. I mean, like, if you can see, guys, feels nice and spongy and soft and bouncy, and here we go, taking off the Well, maybe it's still a bit warm, but I'm anxious to try it. So I'm losing some of the sides, but that's okay. Normally let them sit longer, but let me taste this. And it's pretty good, guys, but it's a little, I don't know if I should have left them longer, like I wondered. While it doesn't feel, gummy is going to be the wrong word. Maybe what I'll do is let them just sit. It feels sort of gummy. Although you can see it's not really gummy. I don't know, maybe it's just because I haven't let it sit for a while. So you know what, I'm going to let it sit for a while and I'll come back and test it out then. But otherwise, I think it's done a good job. You can certainly use this as an egg replacer, and so far so good. Okay, guys. This is the cake. It feels like nice and springy and firm. I'll tell you what I did. I tried one of the cupcakes, and it just felt like I could probably have put it in the oven for a little longer, so that's what I did. And I'm going to see now if that made a difference. You know, maybe the non-egg in there needed just a different cooking time, or, you know, it's called experimenting in the kitchen. So I will see. Oops. Let's see how this opens up now. Still clings a little bit to the paper, but you know what? I'm not fussy. I'm not trying to win any awards here. Let me taste it now. Definitely better. Moist. I mean, for some of you might still say it has like a slightly gummy, but to me it's fine. It's, I mean, it's not quite the same as when I make my pita vegan cupcakes. If I do this again, I'll maybe add a little vinegar and a little baking soda. But I think that extra cooking made a difference, and it tastes great. It bakes up. If you want to use Aquafaba, use it. I would just say bake it a little bit longer, guys, to make it a bit more firm. To me, this is better, and it's fine. And it works. That's more important. If you want to make your Duncan Hines batter without any eggs, cruelty-free, you can do this. What I'll do next time, like I said, is maybe I'll try this again using a little bit of baking soda and vinegar and just see if there's any difference to that at all. But otherwise, I think this is definitely good and a cheap way to do it. Okay, you know what? Everything has sufficiently cooled, and I'm going to just test what a slice of this cake is like. It's cutting nicely. It's got nice spring to it. Perfect. Oops. Came out nicely. As you can see, there's nothing, oops, crumbling or anything like that. And it's perfectly fine. It's cooled. It's good. Just make sure the Aquafaba you use is a little bit thicker. Like I said, some are thin. Some are like the low-fat cans. Those won't be thick enough. This worked to me, guys. This is perfectly fine. And I've probably eaten enough cake for today. So that's all for now. Thank you for watching.